Well, good morning. Regular EV Dad, John here. You're more welcome to day 3 of this than I am right now. Talk and drive's the easy bit. I'm just getting the old sleep out of the eyes. It's the old... you're putting a lot of faith in the travel assist thing if you think it's going to see better than I am at this point in time. What do we say? Oh, that's right. We'll get gone and talk. First, we're getting some coffee from Scooters. The reason I know that is in this part of Nebraska, there ain't no other coffee other than Scooters.
And is it every bit as engaging as one would think?
It's not bad, actually.
I'll take it.
It's not good, but it's not bad.
Well, you know.
Did you hear the hotel at a conference center? I feel we missed something out in the 3.5 hours that we were asleep there.
You know, I feel like I'm in a completely foreign land. Wait a minute. I kind of am.
Be nice. These people make our food.
Indeed they do.
God knows what they do with it. Have you ever seen a Nebraskan salad? It's got Jell-O in it.
Ugh.
All right. We'll talk from the freeway. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, and I'll try not to kill myself. Well, good morning, rise and shine, wide awake. It's 7 a.m. We need to not be here. Welcome to day 3 of Celebrity. I made some poor life choices. This seemed like a great idea when I was sat in my room planning it out. The execution was flawless, but I forgot about losing my goddamn mind. My name's Regular EV Dad John. Regular EV Dad John. I didn't lose the kid, I just lost the cognitive part of my brain at some point between somewhere and somewhere that no one wants to be. No, we're not going to shamelessly plug. We shamelessly plugged ourselves across so many plugs across
that was bad.
so many states right now. It's nuts. All right, situation report. After I turned the cameras off, downloaded all the data, I went to the Walmart in it's day 3, which means that there are either 1 or 2 videos that precede this as part of the road trip plan, and they will be linked here. Please like, comment, subscribe, ask questions. I'll do my best to answer them. Although at this point, certain details like my name are starting to lose their meaning. So, after the cameras were switched off last night, before the midgets and the minibars. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to say that anymore. Maybe we are.
Little people. They're little people.
It doesn't have the same.
Ash.
No. By the way, I'm 5 foot 16 inches, so anything less than 5 foot 6 is considered a person of alternative character. And I love all of you. So, after we turned off the cameras, I went to the Walmart next to the Holiday Inn Express. I charged up to just under 70%. So that while I was trying to recharge my batteries for a full 3.5 hours, the car would do it. And God bless him, it has. We are up to 100%. And that little 3.5 hour charge cost me a trifling $1.40 and something cents. To be clear, we are very grateful to the Nebraska Lottery and and their environmental programs for installing the level 3 chargers at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites right off of 80. Alright, so here's the situation. Yesterday, our last run, which was some 80 odd miles, we were doing 80 something miles an hour the whole way. So the GOM is currently suggesting that we only have 192 miles of range. Currently, I am holding 70 miles an hour. In a moment, I will be working my way up to get closer to that truck in front of me. And mother of all that is lunacy, I'm going to draft him for the next 3 hours. Yeah. And we're going to see if we can get all the way to Omaha, in particular to the Walmart at Council Bluffs in Manawa Center. So, what is our situation as it exists? What is our situation as it exists at a troche over 7 a.m.? Well, this trip is now 1,659 miles long. We have been actively driving for 30 hours and 34 minutes over exactly 48 hours, 2 hour difference, 7 a.m. An average speed of 55 miles an hour and 2.7 miles per kilowatt. And yeah, the plan for today is hammer down, baby. We got to get to a place called Grays Lake, Illinois. Where interestingly, Nancy, who this is day 2 of her life in an electric, day 3 of her life in an electric vehicle. And because of the rental vehicle shortage, this is just how it went down, the only car that she could rent in that area was a Chevy Bolt. So she's going fully electric this week. Not through choice, but by the only choice. Enjoy. Drafting this vehicle. So yesterday, somewhat hilariously, we drafted a truck for 60 odd miles and defeated the A Better Route Planner app by holding our speed at near 70 miles an hour as opposed to 40 miles an hour for an hour, using the same amount of energy and pulled in with 3%, which was all rather amusing. And what it is done psychologically has given me hope that we can make this 200 and odd mile, I think it was 212 miles at near full speed and make it to Omaha. Otherwise, we are pulling off a Lincoln mid-pack and doing I'm going to call it a pity charge. It won't be fast, it won't be hard, and it won't be very satisfying. But it'll be enough to get us to Omaha. We're going to try and cut that out, and by keeping 70 miles an hour, that 10 minutes of 10 minutes it costs us is less than the combined charging time, pull off time and charging time. And this is interesting. So we have literally been drafting in this vehicle. As I'm saying this, I have to just, for the first time, believe it or not, use the accelerator because there is a large safety vehicle coming up behind, and I don't want to lose my chap from Leonard's Express, who's been so good. Number 9107. God bless you, sir. And so we've been drafting him literally since we got onto the freeway, and we have 100 miles, average speed of 67, which is great. Most of the time he's holding it to 70, and sometimes he just backs off a little bit. Our consumption is 3.3, and just remember, we still have the bike on the back of this thing, so it's just exceptional. We blew past Grand Island? Yeah. Grand Junction.
No, Grand Island Refuge, I think.
Yeah, but it's called Grand Junction.
Yeah.
No, it's called Grand Island Junction. Anyway, we blew past the first DC fast charger. Right now, Better Road Planner is having a think, which is rather interesting, about what to do now. In fact, it is just making a decision right now. We're still forecast to get into Casey's. It wants us to charge for 8 minutes at Lincoln. Now, we still have 119 miles to go to get to the Council Bluffs, so our stretch target. That's the one that would kick in at 220 odd miles. We have 142 in the tank, and it's pretty flat, would be a word I could use. So we're going to keep the drafting strategy going in place for now. We're going to keep holding at 70 miles an hour or so. And that 10 miles and 10, and 8 minutes, well, that's what we're trying to avoid. The 8 minutes we don't charge at Casey's is 8 minutes we get to hold on, and that will clock up through the day. We're trying to get there. We're forecast to get there at 8:19. We know there's an hour's worth of traffic ahead of us somewhere. And this is just dogged persistence. I know there's an Army personnel carrier coming through. Oh, it's a bomb. I don't know what the name of these things are. Anyway, it's a bomb clearance vehicle. Not a trip, what was meant to be 26 minutes of charging was actually 21 minutes before we got to the 64% we needed. Really good curve. We are definitely ahead of the charging curve that's in a Better Route Planner.
Good.
And we are now heading to Waukee, which I'm probably pronouncing wrong. It's happened before. Out in the prairies. It's 114 miles for us, and obviously about an hour and a half's journey, and that's gonna set the pace for the rest of the day. We got a good 225, I think, miles, or 225 miles. Actually came in, put the hammer down on the last part, but still came in at 12%. So I mean, that was just a phenomenal run in terms of efficiency and performance. Now it's going to be basically an hour and a half driving to 20 to 25 minutes of charging, depending on off-ramp time and access. So we'll keep doing this, and I am hopeful that I get to be in my own bed. I'll be at the RV bed, but with the wife and kiddo tonight. The rule of thumb is if you're going to be after 10 o'clock, then I will be in a Motel 6, but I'll have to make that decision before 6 p.m. so that I don't end up paying for a room I don't use. Alright, any questions? Keep asking in the comments. Thanks for all the DMs. Thanks for the messages on Twitter. That's very kind of you. And we'll see you moving forward. Nancy's driving. 2 hands on the wheel. We talked about this. That hook's just not got the leverage it needs. Coming in at 11 because I didn't crack the whip because I was unconscious. You did great, by the way.
Thank you.
We are going to charge here to 66%, so allegedly 31 minutes, but
Over here?
Yep. We've been ahead of the curve more often than not, and then
Gotcha. Just checking.
And then our next stop will be Casey Williamburg, home of Chewy Pizza, if you read the reviews on Google Maps. Speak to you anon. it's 1:12. We're here at Waukee, Iowa. The Grand Canyon Perry come and go. First of all, great charging site. Having a slight charging issue, is running slow. We're at 86 kilowatts. Ran as high as 100, but 100 and something, but it fell very quickly. It is, however, 97 degrees outside. The battery pack came in at 40 Celsius. I know. You can't change it in EV Notify. It's a European app. We peaked high and then it ramped down really quickly, so we did a charger swap. I think we only had to do that one other time this entire trip. Yeah, I'm just looking at it right now. It ran to 129, but it dropped really low. We got 15 kilowatts in 9 minutes. It dropped really quickly. So quick change of charger. We're now pushing at 86 kilowatts at 39%. So not the worst situation. We're still charging at 5 times the rate we're expelling, so we can live with that. The plan is to charge here. Well, it was going to be 6 minutes. It's going to be a little bit more than that now. And then our next stop is Casey's in Williamsburg for another 27-minute charge. We know these tend to be a bit faster than that, up to 65. And then the one I know you're all looking forward to, Iowa truck stop, I-80 truck stop. So we're leaving Electrify America, and I haven't told Nancy this, but this is kind of my present to me. I just wanted to go. The brand new chargers, be damned. I mean, that's cool and everything, and great for the review. I want to go. I just want to go so badly. And whatever. All right, so that's the situation. I'll put the actual charging time and data in the video, and we're ripping. We're making good progress. So we lost a little bit of time, but it was in the service of good, and that's why I'm telling you about it. We are charged up to, I don't know, something 70%. We're a little overcooked, but that's fine. Because we needed ice for ourselves and to cool everything down. It's now 100, as makes no difference. And I think I'm looking at a new, maybe that's not a GT. Anywho, the behind the come and go at Waukee, if you are a man or a woman, no, if you're a dad, this is your store. You have as a sign, this is Dad's store. It's called Farm Fleet. It's like Cabela's, Bass Pro Shop, Home Goods, Home Depot. The butchers had a baby. It's like a testosterone supplement that you can walk into. I could have gone if I had the time and inclination, and my wife wouldn't have beaten the crap out of me. I could have bought new hunting equipment, a new car battery, hunting furniture. I didn't realize this, but they have loungers specifically for putting into bird blinds. Some of them have 12-volt connectors to make them powered in case you need your Barker lounger for the bird blind to be. Yeah. Anyhow, maybe that's the point when you lose your manliness. I don't know. I don't judge. But oh, and they do tires and service as well. I mean, they pretty much do everything except. Well, I'll stop there because that's what gets you demonetized. All right, onwards to Williamsburg, the Iowa version, less hipsters. It is, what are you doing? 10 past 3. Here is your update. We are 5 miles from Williamsburg. We have 17.1 state of charge. And I want to be clear about this. We've done 100 miles, exactly 101 miles since our last charge. We have been doing very good speed. No one's been wasting time. It's been foot down the whole way, with the exception a couple of times when we were in contraflow. But we've had a wind behind and just haven't been able to expend the energy. So we're going to come in with about 14%. We're meant to come in with 5%, but literally haven't been able to burn off the fuel. I'm trying to work out. I think I've just gone past the headquarters for John Deere, and there's an amazing thing outside. But anyway, in the Kinsey demonstration grounds, if you know. So we're going to come into Williamsburg, into the outlets, and we are predicted to need 28 minutes of charging. It'll be interesting to see how much we need, with the exception of the last one, which was just so friggin' hot. Although right now, where are we? 90. We're at 90 right now. We're interested to see where that comes out. And Nancy commented, she actually unplugged us, and she actually said, yeah, the charger handles, yeah, there's a lot of heat in these right now. I'm tempted to see if we need to go with the out of spec wet rag technique. That might be something we do at our next stop. Not this one, but the next one. So we're gonna charge up to 64%, and then we just have a run down 80 to the I-80 truck stop. So that's gonna be interesting. So our strategy right now is not hit and run. I mean, it is, but I have to do this in a way that I will have charge overnight for errands I have to run in the morning. So you're going to see one stop here, and then we're going to go charge at the I-80. Then we have 150 miles, and it's going to be a slower drive. We're going to go cross country. And then a quick top up at some point after I've dropped Nancy off. So stay with us. I have no doubt there'll be a charging report in due process, but what can I say? Delightfully boring. See you soon. So we are out at Williamsburg, and again, I'll put the data in the edit. Sorry if I'm not talking through it, guys. It's hot. It's 90. It was 98 degrees there. I'm not hanging around at the. It's just too damn hot. This is charge and go. So the strategy right now to get us to the meeting point for Nancy to get her hire car, the Chevy Bolt EV. The strategy is our next stop is the Iowa 80 truck stop, which is a 125 charge point DC fast charger. So yeah, we're going to pay for charging for once. But this is going to take between 15 and 30 minutes off our total time, because if we charge there, we can then head nearly northeast directly to our locate where we're heading towards Grays Lake. That's important because otherwise the next charger after this is further east and to the south marginally, but we then on freeways through the lower side of Chicago and then up through Chicago towards Kenosha, and that's just going to be traffic and traffic. So the theory is, according to ABRP, and it's not let us down so far, we will head forwards to the truck stop. Actually looking forward to that. Where we have one potential glitch is that it's documented as being 125. We know now from experience at both Price and the Utah DOT site in South Salt Lake City that these tend to not actually be 125, it's 125 shared, and it will put out 75. So the calculations I've done and I'm working on, while this says it'll charge at 40, I'm assuming it will charge at 74, 75, the way it has. So that should give us time to grab a bite to eat, pick something up that I need because I've been given the weather report and it's bad. Bad in a good way. It's just going to be hot and humid and muggy and I need beer. It's beer. I need to get beer. And unsurprisingly, the Casey General Store in Williamsburg did not have a huge selection of premium craft beers. Actually, I didn't want premium craft beers. I just wanted a cervezas or I just didn't want Busch Light, which apparently is the beer of choice around here. Everything else is premium. Anyhow, with that, enjoy the scenery. It is truly beautiful around here. And we will see you at the I-80 truck stop. This is going to be fun. Stay tuned. Well, it's a. We're going across Iowa. We left the I-80 truck stop some time ago. There's traffic in the Chicago area that we're going to go into, around, and one thing and another. And so we've actually had two different routes proposed to us by a better route planner. And so we are now on plan 3, which is a bit of a stretch for us, to Aurora, Illinois. And I'm going to get it wrong. It's a big hardware and supermarket kind of chain called Maya. And it's something. I've been to one in Cheyenne, Wyoming, so it's that's where we're heading now. It's 100 and, well, more than that, it's 160 miles, 150 miles for us. And so if you're watching on the other video, we are drafting a truck right now, just to give us the stretch we need, because we have between 10 and 15 mile an hour headwinds. State of charge is 62. The GOM shows 140. We're heading 115, but we're going to be doing it on freeways, and we have some up and down covering, I don't know, multiple up and downs covering 300 feet per time. As you can probably tell, slightly tired. So my journey will finish tonight at Motel 6, because we're not going to disturb Mrs. Regular EV and the kiddo late tonight and wake everybody up. If you saw the trip to Klamath, it's exactly the same situation in Klamath. I should have set up earlier. In this situation, I think after 3.5 hours sleep and us leaving at 7 a.m. like we did from Lexington, Nebraska, leaving earlier wasn't really an option. It was an option, just not one that we would survive. So I will do what any good man should do, and I will wake up the family with Starbucks in the morning, or whatever other coffee we find. But you know, other than that, just enjoy the trip. It's going to be an hour and a half before we stop. The scenery is beautiful. I'm wearing my other glasses because it is so beautiful, and it just doesn't give me a headache. All the blue sky. Imagine that. All right. Be safe. you know, there's a crazy point. At some point, I was going to do this journey alone. Yeah. So myself and Pretzel Baby back here are shotgunning right now. Nancy, God bless you, has taken the leg from I'm going to say Davenport.
Sure.
We grabbed something to eat, and I had somewhere between a little nap and the kind of coma where you could do surgery on me. It was one of the two. So I can lie to you and tell you that it's just been amazing, and I have no idea. And did you see anything interesting?
A lot of corn, a lot of silos.
A lot of silos.
It's picturesque in a bucolic sort of pastoral sense.
Okay. Picturesque, bucolic sense, kind of sense. It's, yeah. So we're in Aurora, 2 minutes out from the charger, and from what I can gather, this is a sort of a residential Electrify America with just 150s, which is fine for us. We are going to be here for 20 minutes and change, including I'm doing just a little bit more, so that I have 25% when we finish. Now we've got then just a 50-minute drive to Lake Forest, thank you, where we will meet the Turo host who has Nancy's bolt. Well, good morning, good evening. Good evening, that's how tired I am. We're in Aurora, Illinois, at a combination, this is a new one for us, well, other than Vacaville, all the way back in California. So this is a 12-seat, 12-stall Tesla supercharger with 4 Electrify America units, 8 heads, 7 of them CCS, and 1 of them is a Chatamo. They're all 150s, but that's absolutely fine. We're charging at 126. In fact, it just dropped now. Really late charge power. Again, I'll produce this, but we were charging at more than 100 until a few seconds ago. I just looked down and we went through 52%. It's only just dropped below 100. So we are going to leave in just literally in a minute. That means that we will have been here for, I don't know, no time at all. The app is running 17 minutes. We're done. That's how quick. 26 minutes and we're done in 17. That, and it's been really hard to quantify this, but that's been the normal. 26 minutes is what it shows as our charge time. And I know that we got this 5-minute overlap, and I think that's 5 minutes in, 5 minutes out, but it just shows you how quickly. We've got 128 miles predicted range in the tank. We only need 50. So the rest of it's just for me to have some space for tomorrow to run errands, because I'm going to go and pick up the rental van with Mrs. EV. So
Press the button.
I'm going to wait until that dog's in, and now I will press the button. It's a mission. You don't see this normally, but it's the end of day 3, and we're tired. The car has performed better than the human beings. In fact, I would say that we have proven time and time again that the human beings and all the dog's bladder will give out before the battery. It is in it's the data. So today, since we started, so, well, apparently we've only done 666 miles at this point, so that's 700 by the end of the day.
666.
I know. It's your number, that, more than anyone else's. Wicked Witch and her devil dogs. Not really dogs, they're sort of like hairy pretzels, really. They're just the way they fold in on themselves. They are so sweet. They are very gentle souls. So we've had it's an average speed of 55, again, but that's over 12 and a half hours, thereabouts. And our consumption has been 3. Now, let's explain that. The drafting strategy this morning really worked well. I worked badly from a cinematography point of view, because it meant that all you watched for 3 hours, 3.5 hours this morning, was the back of a Kerner van, a Kerner truck, and a Hilliard Dairy, I think it was. Hilliard Dairy.
I believe so.
It was blue.
Yes, and what was it, Wentz or something to the W?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember that one now. However, what that meant was that even with a headwind of about 10 miles an hour, we still went 224 miles, I think, fully loaded. I mean, you have to bear in mind, we have 2 dogs. Okay, they're not that heavy. Nancy doesn't weigh more than
350, 400?
grams. I'm ounces possibly. Ounces possibly. We've got literally all the clothes, all the kit, all the club. I mean, this car, literally, we're cocooned in here. Then you've got the bike on the back, and the bike rack and the bike as well. So, we've done our very best to screw with the efficiency. But drafting those vehicles, and our method of doing this, if you're not familiar, is we'd set the speeds to 80, and then set the speed to 80, and then use travel assist, and literally just put it on the closest settings, and then we would put our lives into the hands of the radar and vision system. I wouldn't be doing this with a brand new Tesla, which is vision only. I still, I'm part of a generation that I can't tell you. I trained on how to use and modify radar systems with the services when I was a younger man. So I have a certain healthy respect for radar's capabilities. Vision, stereoscopism, when its virtual eyes are closer together than mine, so I have doubts. Anywho. But it delivered for us, and we then opened up the taps for the last 30 miles, and we've done that, and then we did that from the truck stop to Aurora, pretty much. We stretched 150 miles off of 60-something% of battery. Again, with 8 mile an hour winds, fairly consistent headwinds. So, I'm wondering what, there's probably a lot of truck drivers, not that they would care, but wondering why this Blue Beetle has been tailing them, but it's worked for us, and it's been efficient, and not because we wanted to save money, did it? It's been efficient from a time point of view, minimizing our charge time, maximizing our run times. We've been doing some ripping and charging and ripping and charging and ripping, but on these bigger stretches, especially early in the morning with a full battery, it's really helped us. So along the way, I've done a couple of little shorts videos on YouTube, and thank you for all the messages and for all the people who said hi on Facebook and Twitter, and please do like, subscribe both to the channel on YouTube and also to the Facebook and Twitter. I did intend to put more content up there as we were crossing the country, but the reality was done a lot of driving, and travel assist is awesome, but it's not that awesome that I want to be doing stuff on Facebook. What happens next? Well, obviously the next leg is from here in Chicago to New York, and so I'm taking tomorrow. I may be taking tomorrow off is the answer on that one. The original plan as was until when did we finish it, about 5 hours ago?
Yeah.
The original plan until about 5 hours ago was we were gonna, myself and co-pilot London, we're gonna leave on Friday morning, dark 100, However, Mrs. Regular EV is having a slight issue with the humidity and the heat. I believe the word was oppressive.
That was one of the words that we could actually say in a public space.
One of the words that wouldn't, not demonetized, but thrown off YouTube with a lifetime ban, was oppressive. And so, you know, there's part of me wants to go to Juliet, and just so we can go to the jail and see if Elwood and Jake are available.
I'm down. My sweet home Chicago.
Anywho. It might be that me and Miss London are going to head to Pennsylvania tomorrow and split that trip into two, so that everybody arrives easily into our Airbnb in New York 3 o'clock-ish on Friday. That's what might happen. And me and the bug can have some time together and have some fun mummy and daddy time. Yeah, whatever. Daddy and daughter time, and go swimming and all those kind of things, and then she can have a day off because she's been single parenting for what, a week and a half. I mean, it's pretty easy, isn't it? No? Okay. So we'll see, and when we do, there's no doubt that you'll be on that side of the camera and I'll be this one, and little Miss Bug will be there saying hi. So, one more time with the numbers from the top. From San Jose, 5 a.m. to 3 days ago. By the time we get in tonight, we will be at 2350 and change. Our efficiency will be 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. We have done this spending a total of $20 on electric. That was $17.50 at the charge point in Iowa at I-80 truck stop, and $2 at the level 2 charge at the hotel last night in Lexington. I'm going to say ballpark $35 on $30 on Chick-fil-A, and $10 on Associated Candy, and about $60 in cheese. Barely a bruising. There'll be more to come, and it's been great having you along for the ride. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope if you haven't, you'll consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this content. And with that, from me, from Nancy, and the Pretzel Dogs, you have a great day and be safe.